Did you see Wealthfront blocked me on Twitter? Achievement unlocked. On today's broadcast, Financial Engines acquires the mutual fund store, updates from the T3 Enterprise Conference, ShareFile integrates with Smarsh, and more. So get ready, FPPad Bits and Bytes begins now. Hey everyone, I'm Bill Winterberg, and thank you for joining me for this week's That Was a Close One Advisor Technology News broadcast. First up this week is late-breaking news that Financial Engines, one of the original automated asset allocation tools for 401k accounts, announced it acquired the Mutual Fund Store, a $9.8 billion RIA based in Kansas City. Financial Engines is paying roughly $560 million in cash and stock and will gain 345 employees spread across 125 retail locations that advise over 39,000 households. This deal adds a salvo of human advisors to Financial Engines' online tools, which for now are centered around retirement assets. So, if you don't have the technology that supports your own digital advice delivery to clients, you are falling behind. However, you are in a position to add value because you advise your clients on their total financial picture, not just their retirement accounts. So use this as your advantage while it lasts. Now, I want to transition to a quick recap of the T3 Enterprise Conference held in Weston, Florida earlier this week, where fintech veteran Joel Bruckenstein assembled 45 of the industry's top technology providers to demonstrate their solutions for the broker-dealer and enterprise RIA marketplace. Some of the significant news includes Riskalyze CEO Aaron Klein, who introduced the real-time wealth management enterprise ecosystem, which combines Riskalyze, Autopilot Enterprise, and Compliance Cloud all into one solution, and updates from eMoney's Drew DiMarino, who confirmed the company will be unbundling the eMoney dashboard and financial planning components. There's a lot more to learn about T3 Enterprise, so if you head over to fppad.com/175, you'll find the links to watch replays of the live interviews I conducted with all of the top conference sponsors from the event. Next up is news from ShareFile, as the online collaboration provider announced an integration with Smarsh, widely known for their email and social media archiving platform. Under the new integration, Smarsh can now automatically archive documents exchanged via ShareFile without any manual intervention or paying for a separate solution that handles those online documents. So why is this important? Because when you send a document to clients, regulators want to make sure that you have an archive of that document that you can't modify after the fact, something ShareFile calls immutable retention. If you don't somehow archive documents that you send to clients, you could be getting into some pretty hot water if you changed, say, a fee schedule document after delivering a prior version of it to your client. That's why the immutable retention is so important. And finally, wrapping up this week is news from Quovo, as the account aggregation provider, strike that, data science company, announced it has partnered with Blueleaf, a financial relationship management platform. This news comes on the heels of a partnership with Jefferson National announced a few weeks ago, allowing Quovo to obtain direct data feeds of variable annuity sub-account information, which, based on what I hear from you, has traditionally required manual data gathering because aggregation couldn't handle similar sub-account names that had different prices based on the annuity wrapper. And speaking of account aggregation, let me finish by pointing out a Wall Street Journal column on account aggregation issues affecting Chase and Wells Fargo customers. Sites like Mint.com couldn't aggregate those accounts for over a week, and I'm afraid that if these institutions don't like the idea of third-party aggregators accessing their customer data, then high-quality aggregation might get harder to come by, become more expensive, or both. So I'm going to keep an eye on this developing story and let you know what else you need to know as this story develops. Remember, all of this week's top stories are linked over at fppad.com/175, so head over there for all the details and to watch my interviews from this week's T3 Enterprise Conference. So were any of your account aggregation providers affected by the Chase and Wells Fargo issues? What are you using for immutable retention of online documents? I want to know. Send me a tweet using @BillWinterberg or leave a comment on the FPPad YouTube channel. For FPPad.com, I'm Bill Winterberg. See you next time.
Right. Really proud of you. And look who's there right behind us. Are you your favorite right now? One of my favorite people. Integrations with Red Tail and all three of them.
It is.
Fantastic.
Great. We're getting hearts now.
That was good. I felt the rocket cozy.
Yes.
I felt the rocket cozy right across my nose.